Trump's decision on this regard is 100% correct. Even if I am running a country, I am an independent individual in the world, not belong to a country. And within 20 years, the whole world feels the heat of it. Until 2005, the world was trading between countries for probably centuries. Not a single country had to go through this kind of dilemma. You develop, have a building, have a road, and you huge aircraft, and those are moving, while the citizens are becoming beggars on the road. So what is the approach we have adopted last 20 years? It has been miserably backfired.
What exactly is his tariff war brought by Trump, and what do you think of it?
It's a good question. Over a period, people should understand that there have been a massive trade imbalance taking place in the world. The main reason for this probably is the activation or implementation of World Trade Organization or WTO agreement. Uh, Fortunately or unfortunately, most of the countries in the world fail to take the advantage of free trade agreement, but except one country, which is China. So that when it comes to trade, when I say China, it's not a country that I am attacking on, but how the trade today trade is being taking place between countries. I believe Chinese government itself is into business. So they are subsidizing their manufacturing sector and keeping the cost of production low, as much as where any other country in the world cannot match those prices. For example, the WTO came into effect in 2005 January 1st. By 2004, if I tell you some figures, Chinese trade surplus was dollar billion 51.1. 51.1. Equal to same year, USA trade deficit is $616 billion. These figures I took from Google, maybe they have a 5-10% variation. Then 2005, after once implementing of the WTO, Chinese trade surplus $101 billion. So from 51 to 101 billion, gone up by 100%. Same in USA, it has further gone down, 723 billion deficit. Okay, from there, if we come back to 2024 as a year, Chinese trade surplus is almost $1 trillion, that is $992 billion, where the US trade deficit is $918 billion. So this shows a huge imbalance in world trade. World trade. Every country, I'm quite convinced, the European countries, the Asian countries, do really feel the pressure of Chinese goods coming into their market at the lowest possible price, where the all domestic industries in those countries, including Asia like Malaysia, Indonesia, Taiwan, Thailand, Philippines, they all complain. They all complain about it because the Chinese cheap goods are penetrating the market. So now, if we look at it, the decision taken by Mr. Trump as a businessman, I agree with him 101%. I am also a businessman. I know the damage it can cause, which has already, right? Now, for example, further figures I will let you know. Like in 2004 end, Chinese reserves, foreign reserves, were nearly $600 billion. Same USA, it was public debt than reserve, $7 trillion. In 2024, Chinese reserves $3.6 trillion against US debt $37 trillion. So what does it mean? Why did US have to borrow so much money just to feed the country? US didn't borrow money and send to other countries. they were spending or they were funding these massive import bills. Whatever they import, they have to find dollars and pay. When the government can't fund dollars, they have to borrow dollars. So this is kind of thing that happen, right? So when will US pay the money back? They can't unless they start exporting and earning a foreign exchange. That's the way it is happening all over the world, right? So Trump's decision on this regard is 100% correct. Even if I am running a country, I am an independent individual in the world, not belong to a country. So I will not bring any countries into examples, but I can see as a trader in the world, this is how imbalance has taken place. So WTO need to be re-looked at or scrapped, 100%. So the world can go back to before 2005 way of trading between countries. Okay, they have an agreement, free trade agreement, quota system, right? So there's a fair deal in taking place all over the world. Now this fairness has been scrapped miserably, and within 20 years, the whole world feels the heat of it. The whole world is feeling the heat of it, right? Until 2005, the world was trading between countries for probably centuries. Not a single country has to go through this kind of dilemma. But today, within 20 years, it has gone to that level. Now I've noticed lots of people are criticizing the American action. Don't forget, this is 0.001% or maybe 5% of people who have invested money in stock markets, bond markets, financial markets, and financial advisors, investment advisors, those kind of people are really taken this up and taken to the world criticizing the American decision because they are losing money. Their investment portfolios is narrowing now, shrinking. But they were used to earn money by sitting in a computer, moving windows, right? But that is not the real world. Real world is there are farmers, there are various kind of people doing jobs and earn a living. So those people, whether Mr. Trump apply tariffs or not, for them nothing. They don't lose any money. Probably they will have a benefit because their products will get a reasonable price tomorrow, rather than going under the Chinese undercut pricing. So I have now with this when the system with the Trump start working on this, I was monitoring what's happening in China. There are a few channels, not the government channel, private individuals who are, I think they are going under the radar and filming and pushing it out so that other people are making stories out of it. Like, how much Chinese export-oriented factories, manufacturers have shut their office or trying to shut their office even now, last 10 days or probably 9 days, right? It's affected them so much. America, the local Americans probably will have a hard time for next 1 year because the cost of goods might go up, right? Because they are not producing. So once they start producing, they will be able to stabilize it. But China, this amount of factories that they have to shut down, I don't think they will be able to restart it again for another 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And for all the rest of the countries in Asia also should look at it seriously, and the governments of Asian countries, the world countries, worldwide, including Europe and everybody, have to address the WTO unfair agreement where one single country has taken the most advantage of it. So I was made to understand there are over 300-400 complaints the countries have filed against China with WTO administration office, but no actions taken yet according to information available in the internet, right? So if China is kind of respecting the law and order in the world, they should answer these questions. They are not, because their system is that no elections, is a hard iron fist control, so people don't speak about it, and they dominate that control. Right? And they decide, they dictate terms what to do, and the same way they control their country with the iron fist, now with the money in hand, they are trying to control the world also. World should not forget about it. They go and buy ports here, airports there. They are also talking of Panama Canal. There are a lot of stories we hear here and there, right? They want to expand their dominance with the money in pocket, right? So now the hard approach is so hard in China itself. We all should remember what happened Alibaba website, and the Jackie Ma, somebody who is the founder of it, and the way he started expanding himself, and then he started going to Europe and start giving lectures in various universities. Within next 2 years, now Jackie Ma is not to be seen. The Chinese government has taken over the control of the Alibaba site or Alibaba business. If you look at Alibaba from China and Facebook from America, again, two individuals are famous here, Jackie Ma and Mark. Now, if you think back, against Mark or Facebook, also there were Senate inquiries in USA saying that they have leaked information, personal data to various election campaigns in various countries. They had an inquiry, they brought him in, they stripped him in front of the public, and they warned him, and they were asked to have some discipline or protect whatever the violation they had done. But American government did not take it over and smash Mark on the floor. Now, even yesterday, couple of 4 or 5 days back, there's another whistleblower from Facebook went and complained to the Senate saying that Facebook have had an underhand deal with China. So the inquiry going on now. So they will be definitely calling Mark and questioning him on these allegations. Fine, that's clear. But American government will never buy off Facebook the way that Alibaba was bought off by Chinese government. This is the difference here. You don't understand. So that is iron fist. This government, Chinese government is controlling the country. So the same approach, attitude, they are spreading all over the world. And we as normal human beings, citizens of the world, within our capacities, people have working with American companies, Chinese companies, Japanese companies in the various fields, and the people feel how these country individuals and their approach, even individually, they are dominating. We have seen in news articles, news in the social media, like in Africa, people turn around and hit back on Chinese people because they are trying to dominate it. So it has nothing to do with individuals. However, as a world, it's a time that leaders get together, EU or UN, and you call it whatever the associations like ASEAN and European Union, and then American syndicates. They'll have to sit and thoroughly go through this WTO agreement and either scrap it or redesign it so that there will be a fair share of business take place within the countries. So that every human that is born into the world have a right to live, have a right to eat decent 3 meals a day. So under this present level, that has been denied. If you look at America, 2004, how many people were jobless and homeless? Then have a count then and have count today. I think probably It has gone up by 3, 4, 500%. Same in Europe. So our leaders in those countries are paying WTO and free trade while there are citizens living on the road in a cardboard box. Right? So this is where the world has gone today. The word homeless, jobless, never in our vocabulary before 2005. Probably 0.001%. But today it's about 10%. Because those countries, no jobs. There also people are born. They have a right to live. They have to go to school. They have a right to get married, build a house. They can't do any of those things because the cost has gone up in those countries. Domestic production is basically stopped. They are depending on imports. So these countries have capitalized in that and they make money while other people are becoming poor. So this imbalance has to address seriously. Don't have to worry about the countries, borders. Think about your country and their citizens in your country and see how hard they are living. They have to be given justice of living and eating a 3 meal a day. We can see loads of programs in the YouTube and Facebook where USA and European countries, the YouTubers, they go and meet homeless people, jobless people and give them free meals and etc. etc. We didn't see these things 25 years ago. No, every citizen had a right to have a 3 meal. And every parent could afford to keep the children home and feed them. But now, even the parents can't feed them because they have to put them on the road. So, where are we going to go? In the name of development? You develop, have a building, have a road, and you huge aircraft, and those are moving, while your citizens are becoming beggars on the road. So what is the approach we have adopted last 20 years? It has miserably backfired. Miserably backfired. So somebody has to take the decision and put the step down and say, okay, enough is enough, which Mr. Trump has done. So I respect his decision, and anybody listen to my program, please understand. Go back and dig yourself and see what happened before 2004, after 2004, and what happened today. And we have taken the advantage and capitalized situation, and probably the whole Chinese trade last year is $3.8 trillion. It's a trade value, and out of which about $1 trillion they have a surplus. This is a very serious imbalance. All the other countries, I believe, about 9% of other countries are trade deficits. So this is not a fair world. We have to create this fair world. So I request everybody to support Trump and this approach and pressurize your government to get out of the WTO and get back to normal and live your life. Thank you.